thought we'd start off your interview just you just watching a little bit of your music video, which I really like personally. And then we just dive into the interview that way. So,
how do you want me to have the computer?
Just be watching it. Yeah, it's not really working, is it?
Oh no, my internet's fine though. Let me just.
So yeah, we can literally just watch like.
That's Chris Wardlaw, my friend. He's a OG Dark World member. A little funny fucking
yeah. I think you just put that on the ground. So, I personally really like that music video. Where was it shot?
Well, the ones that were outside, the ones that were at Hampshire Mall were at the Hampshire Mall, obviously. Okay. And like the one that was in the arcade, and that's just like in Hadley. And the ones that were outside were just right in my driveway, and there was one that was out by the lamppost that's right in front of like the address sign of my house, so like right on the my street, Blackberry Lane. And then some of the shots were done where our dryer is in our laundry machine room, which is just like some random room in our house, and it's just like a sick room. We thought it'd be dope, and the coloring worked out really well with it too, so it's just like that's a dope shot. And then in the dining room, which is the room right in there, there's like a few shots in there. And then there's just like shots around my house, and it was just my friend Nick Atkinson, who is he's been a like friend of mine since 7th grade, and ever since like kind of like Dark World started and whatnot, like he's in Dark World too, and like he made the video, and I actually he recorded the song I recorded at his house, and he made the video on his phone because he had the HTC One. It's a new phone he got, and it looks so sick. Somehow he pulled it together completely, and he just transferred the footage from his phone onto like one of the iMovies, one of the new iMovies. And he said I was like sitting with him when he first like tried to get cracking out like editing the video, and he said it was just, like so hard. And then the next day he texted me. He's like, it took mad long, but I just mastered iMovie, so like you can like make more music videos like that. And it's nice because it's cheap. It's just like we just made it on his cell phone, like there's like he put a lot of work into it, but like we had what it took like really easily. It's nice.
Was the editing process a co-editing process, or did you just leave the shooting and the editing to Chris?
This was Nick too. Did I say Chris? I thought I said Nick Atkinson, and Chris Chris is in the video. Okay. But Nick isn't in the video at all because he's shooting it the entire time. Okay,
so let's go over our characters here because obviously I don't know. So the guy giggling in the beginning with the faux hawk, who's that guy?
With the mohawk, that's Chris Wardlaw, and he's also in Dark World, yeah. Okay. But he's 2 years older than me and Nick Atkinson, who is the kid that made the video, and he goes to Keene State, in New Hampshire.
Okay. And Nick was the actual one who shot the video and edited it.
Yeah, and he's like one of my really close friends. They're both really close friends, but he shot and made the video, and he is my age, and he doesn't go to Amherst High School anymore. He's just been working, doing his own thing.
Cool, very cool. Yeah. So you guys just came up with the idea one day of like, hey, let's make a music video for this. I have my HTC high quality camera. Why don't we just shoot it like that?
Well, pretty much I made the song. I recorded the song at his house, and I was just like, man, this is like a sick song. I could really just like feel a music video for this. Like it just like I kind of could like feel the vibe for like how the video should be. And so then I wanted to make one, and he was like, Nick is always like down to do stuff, and he wasn't even planning on like making the video on his phone. We were like, the original idea was to go to our friend Lucas Kendall, who's like the fucking like founder, if you want to say, of Dark World. Like he like started pretty much, like he brought it all together, and like he's like the main component of it. But we wanted to shoot the video at his house because he just moved into this really crazy new mansion. Like it's like huge house. It's one of the big. It's like it's wild, and he's just living there with like 4 other of his friends, and it's the oldest house in Hadley. So it's just like it would have been so sick to like have a music video there, and that was originally our plan, and to have one of his roommates, Graham, was gonna shoot on his really nice camera, but then it was just like whenever like a few weeks ago, me and Nick were just at my house, and like we wanted to make the video, and just like we couldn't go over there because they were busy, so we're like, fucking, let's just do it on his. Sorry about that. We just like do it on his phone camera, like, nice. And it just ended up working out so sick because he had just gotten that camera like the day before, so he was like, we should just do it on my phone, dude. And it's like 1080p HD, so it's like as high as it can be. If you want to watch that, you can watch that on YouTube as like the highest HD, so it's just like worked sick.
There's definitely a vibe to that music video, the really stark colors and I guess, the stark colors and kind of, I guess, dark or drudgy sort of settings. Is that kind of the vibe? What kind of a vibe were you going for when you were A, making the song, and B, kind of wanted to make the song into a visual music video? Yeah,
well, in terms of music, I, like, growing up, I come from, like, rarely into punk rock and, like, just, like, hardcore music. Not even, like, metal as in, like, the sense of, like, screaming metal, like, screamo, just, like, but, like, hard, heavy music as in just, like, music that just, I don't know, just, like, there's just, like, it has so much weight to it, like, there's, like, just, like, I don't know, just, like, heaviness to it. It's just heavy music, and, but anyways, that's where I get my influence from, just like punk rock and stuff like that. And then, I don't know, and then I started getting into rap music probably like, I don't know, just like a few years ago. So I just tried to like, kind of want to incorporate like, just like those kind of elements into it. But like, I've also, in terms of like hip hop, I've just been like inspired by like Rat King, which is like this really, it's just like a sick rap group with this rapper Wiki, and they're new, they're up and coming. They've gotten a lot of recognition, but they're very new. They're like they're like a few years older than I am, but they're from Brooklyn, New York, and he really inspired my sound. But also just in terms of like the flow of like my song, just like my kind of like my lyrical content in a way, not so much, but more just like my flow and like the vibes, kind of just like get from like Lewis and my friend Sen, who raps. He goes on there as a Jap. He's just a sick rapper. I don't know if you've heard him ever, but he's dope. He's crazy. But yeah.
You mentioned Dark World a bunch of times. It's on your shirt. It was in the music video.
Our jersey.
To somebody, a complete outsider who has no idea what Dark World is, what would you say Dark World is?
At this point, like, well, the official, like, what the official thing, Dark World thing is, what Dark World is to other people is it's like a record label. That's like what we like make it be like to other people. That's like what Dark World is. It's pretty much like but to me it's just all my friends, all like close friends, like all like it's like there's 14 people, and they're like we've all been close friends for a while, and it's pretty much just like all of the different bands we have with each other, and there's probably like around like 14 Dark World artists like all together, just like, and we just put out like once a year we'll put out just like a new like Dark World volume mixtape, and it's just like all the songs we've collectively like we haven't like or just like all the songs we collectively like have made and then pull them together. So it's pretty much just a record label of like a group of friends, and it's like their music. So there's no really like getting into like oh now I'm Dark, like you can't like get in Dark World or be out of Dark World because it's just like friends. Like it's just like a group of like, I mean that like have been like, I don't know, you know what I'm saying? It's just like,
you said Lucas is kind of like the godfather, the creator of Dark World. Tell me a little bit about him.
I mean, he has been killing just like the Pioneer Valley music game for like kids like since like I can remember, like when I was in like 4th grade, and he's 2 years older than me, so he would have been in 6th grade. I remember they like hearing that because I was also friends with the guitarist in this band that he was in, but he was in a band when he was in 6th grade that opened up for the Fred, and his dad had connections and stuff, and like that's like where that came out because his dad was good in like the music business and that kind of, he was like a booking agent for a while. So, but yeah, so I mean Lucas is just been killing the music scene in the Valley, and like he just has good connections, and he's just been many like different pretty successful like sick bands, and that he just played so many shows at this point that it's just like so natural to him. It's just like he is, and on top of that, he's like just started like he's such a good producer. Like he started just destroying the beat game. He's so good. He started he's getting a lot of attention from Sex Magazine, which is a new just kind of like music, just like street culture magazine from in New York also. Yeah, and he'll just go over there and play shows, and the last show he played out, like 300 people showed up, and he was headlining. And he's not from, I mean, he's originally from Brooklyn, but he's not from New York. Like he's just getting that popularity down.
Seeing is what Lucas is doing, you know, becoming more and more well known through his music and beat making and producing. Is that eventually where you want to be or aspire to?
Not necessarily exactly. I mean, not exactly at all what he's doing per se, but like he definitely inspires me to do my thing, I mean, he made the beat, like he made the beat to that song, so like naturally he's gonna inspire like my music, and he has inspired my music so much. Like all my friends inspire me. Like that's like that's where my inspiration really comes from, is from my friends, like Lewis, especially rapping, like Lewis and Lucas, like they, and like Noah, like who's been my drummer like since like 7th grade, and like all my friends, Miles, and like I just started playing music with Miles like in the eGOmaniAKs. I hadn't played with him before, but he like it's already just like in the pocket, like we're just disgusting. There's no getting past it. But
so you would definitely say that all your friends, including Dark World friends and also members of the eGOmaniAKs and just independent artists as well, super open community, super helpful for anyone who's really kind of like you starting off a little bit. Would you say so? Yeah,
I'd say that's where a lot of inspiration comes from, because those are the people that I'm experiencing, you know, that I'm actually physically with, as opposed to, you know, obviously I could like say I do have other inspirations of like, you know, like famous like rappers or famous guitarists or whatever that are awesome, but like really I'm not like with those people. Like the people that I'm in contact with are the people that inspire me the most. And also like not like that's not the only reason they inspire me, because I generally think they just like have like cool stuff to say to the world, and like yeah.
You named yourself Eric the Ratt.
I didn't name myself.
You didn't name yourself Eric the Ratt?
Well, my parents named me Eric, but I named myself Eric the Ratt. Yeah.
That's your artist name, correct?
Yeah.
So what's the story behind being named Eric the Ratt?
Pretty much it like came about like just when Dark World like officially became, or not when Dark World officially became Dark World, but like when we first like started to have like not meetings, but just like hangout sessions as like kind of like a like rap like some like collective type thing, and Lucas was just like, yo, we need to like all have nicknames, and Lucas, who now goes by DJ Lucas, was back then he was Jinzo Lord. I think it was like a Yu-Gi-Oh card or something, because they were all kind of into Yu-Gi-Oh. I never got into Yu-Gi-Oh. Like they were into Yu-Gi-Oh at like an earlier or young or like I don't know. It's weird, but anyways. So, and like other kids just had funny nicknames, and like just like, and he gave me Eric the Ratt because, and that's where Sen became Jap. Like he decided that Lucas didn't decide that Sen decided his rap name was gonna be Jap, and like he had, and then he was just I guess he's so disgusting at rapping, but anyways, yeah, and Lucas just gave me the name Eric the Ratt because his boss at Amherst College, at Valentine Hall, there's like some story, I can't even like really remember what it was, but involving something with like the person or like with like something like that. So we just like gave me the nickname, and also it sounds cool. It's like it's pretty cool. Like people think like, or I mean, actually people don't. I don't know. But I don't know. So I feel like some people will think like, oh, Eric the Ratt, as in like someone who like snitches, but it's just like, wow, the way I see it's like Eric the Ratt is like I goon out with my friends. Like I don't like do bad things like per se, but like I just like goon out with my friends. Like it's just, I don't know. It's just funny. It's just like I don't know. I like it. It just like fits like the kind of just like punk vibe that naturally I had from, I don't know. It's sick.
You is this your first single that you've kind of publicly released?
Yeah, it's like the first like my first like official thing, and it's definitely my like I have had other songs. Like I had a song with Sen that we released, or that he released it. Like there's me him featuring me, and we released that like probably like a month ago, and and then I did release another song that's gonna be on that mixtape called Dead to Me. I don't know if you heard that, but it's you should let it. It's sick. It's dope, and that's me. It's my song, and that's featuring Sen. So really all the music that I have right now is like released with him. But the first, actually I've released a few songs, man, because the first thing I ever released was on this song with this kid from my high school who his name's Anthony Cruz, and he goes by A Cruz, and he's like a rapper. He's in my grade. He hasn't put out a song in a while, but like early high school he was doing that a lot, and I was like, and this was before I got into rap. I was like, yo, you should let me. I was like, but I wanted like try, like I had freestyle before, and I just like wanted like try like actually like recording something. So I was like, dude, you should let me get on a song, and he was like down, like just like send me a beat and like read a verse and like all, and I just wrote a sick verse and we recorded it at his house, and it's just some Waka Flocka flame beat. It's sick. It's on YouTube too, so.
Me too. In your own words, what does "you stuck" mean?
It means you're not inspired. I don't know. It just means like yeah. You're not like I don't know. It's just like it's also just kind of like an FU to the man. Like it's just like same thing. Like all of these rappers are stuck in a rut. Like they're not doing anything new. They're not doing anything different. And I'm not saying I am per se, but I mean I think I'm right at like I feel like I'm just like writing music from the heart. I'm not like writing music about like gang banging and shit, because I don't live that shit, and I know a lot of the rappers that are rapping about it don't live that shit. And I know some of them are like that rap about that type of stuff, just like, you know, just like being in gangs, just like being like a thug. Like they are some of them, but like I know a lot of the rappers out there are not. And also I don't know, doesn't have to be negative. I'm just pretty much just saying, just like try to be like yourself and like your music, and that's how it's gonna be sick. Like that's how you're gonna find your voice.
So you've decided, I guess, early on in your career to stay true in what you say in your music?
Yeah, I mean, for the most part. Like, I mean, I'm not gonna like, obviously it's rap music, so sometimes you can just like, when you feel a certain way, you can just like rap about it and just like kind of, I don't know, not exaggerate, but I don't know what I'm trying to say.
Let's read. Want to do that one again?
Yeah.
So you would say, pretty early on in your career, that you want to. I even messed up my question. So you would say pretty early on in your career that you want to stay true to what you're saying in your music?
Yeah. I don't think it was anything that was like, I, like consciously established that like I cannot write this. Like everything I have to write has to be completely honest, because in a way that's just like not really achievable, because I'm taking influences from like my friends and everything. So if I was going to be completely like myself in the music, like if I was just going to try, it would just be hard to reflect nothing but complete yourself in music. But what I'm saying is, don't take like what like other people have to.
It's okay.
I'm just trying to think of what I mean by that. Like, it's a good question, because I haven't put that much thought into it. Pretty much what I mean is that when I write like the songs, like when I write, um, I'll just go through my process and I'll think my thoughts and I'll think up like of the lines that I want that I have that I think are sick and I'll put them in my song, and they're inspired by like the people that they're just inspired. I got. All right, what's the next question? We'll get that one later. We'll tag that one later.
So you said in your music video you had that sort of a break where you're playing hoops and fire comes in.
Funny.
You said that you would be dropping a mixtape soon.
Yeah.
When can we expect the mixtape, and what should we expect to hear from this mixtape?
We can definitely expect to hear You Stuck on It. That'll probably be, I don't know specifically what, like, the order the album's gonna be, but that'll definitely be there. And yeah, I have like a few, just like some sick songs, man, that like, they're all like, except for one, they're all original beats, like all made by DJ Lucas and some other, one of them is made by my friend Dante, who goes to Amherst Regional High School, and another one is made by Sen. So it's all music that has been put out by like my friends. It's nothing, I'm not like, there's no taking other beats. It's all original beats, pretty much. Sick. It's gonna be dope. So I think it'll have a new sound to add to just like rap music in general.
Is Dante and Sen, also known as Jap, in Dark World as well?
Yeah.
Can you tell me a little bit about who they are?
Yeah. So Dante he's a junior at Amherst Regional High School, and I've known him for like probably a year, maybe a year and a half. 2 years, a few years. He's a good friend of mine. We don't hang out that much, but I like him a lot. He's a great kid, and I don't really know much about like his musical endeavors. I know that he just like makes beats. He's just started to get into making beat making, and he made a really sick beat, and it's the only one of his that I'm using. But I finished the verse like probably a few weeks ago. And I just like really excited to record it because it's sick, and Sen is another really good friend of mine. He graduated from PVPA, Pioneer Valley of Performing Arts, and he actually is living in Chicago at the moment with his girlfriend who goes to school in Chicago, and he's just trying to get settled down there, just like, figure out a good way to go about his music there, and but he started rapping when I was probably sophomore. He started rapping when Dark World first started, when I was like freshman to sophomore year, around then, and he like Lucas was like the one who pushed him like to rapping. He was like, "Yo, you should try this," and then from there, Sam was like really into it because he was naturally so good. Like he was just naturally could flow, and he was just a smart kid, so he could just naturally write good lyrics, and yeah, so that's like how Dark World came about pretty much, and it's just like shit, like stuff has changed since then, and it's grown, and it's just become so much more of we've just gained so much notoriety, and like from where we're from, it's awesome.
So would you say that kids in your high school,
I would say good, like 2/3 of the kids in high school would say they know, if not like know what Dark World is, like have heard of Dark World, yeah. Because like we sponsored our own rec basketball team, and like I was on the team, like the kids that were in, because not all the Dark World kids, I mean only like me and 2 other kids from Dark World, or a few other kids like go to Amherst Regional High School, so a lot of them have like graduated from the high schools and like they went to other schools, but but like just like having a team like sponsoring, so that's gonna like get around because kids like play like recreational basketball, and kids go to the games, and like we have hoodies. We made hoodies like when I was it was back when it started, so I was like a sophomore, I guess, and we started going around the school selling them. The first thing we made was skateboard decks, and those were sick, and we sold them to like all like the skaters in my school, and that's like how. And then there's like we also made like a lot of bumper stickers, so those started going around, and that's how you get like a lot of the attention. Is we just like made these products, and we just try to spread them out as much as we could, and not even think about like if like people were gonna think it's cool or not, because like it's just whatever. Like we think it's like not even like we think this is cool. It's like this is what we want to do. Like this is like this is our form of release. Like, let's get it out. Let's get it around so people can like hear it. Cause like, and yeah, and then like just as time went on, it just gained attention because it should. And now we're just getting like articles by just like different artists in Dark World in general have just been getting more and more attention. Some more than others, but like at some point, like we will all like if somebody like somebody blows up like completely in Dark World, like Dark World will blow up. Like the whole thing will like blow up definitely. So it's just like a way of us so we can just like work together, and yeah, it's fun. It's sick.
So it's Dark World is a movement. It's a musical movement where you guys, I would guess to say, prioritize music as one, and then two would be sort of merchandise and kind of getting your name out there through skate decks and shirts and hoodies and whatnot, right?
And also shows, just like shows. Like we play as many shows as we can. Like,
have you played in a Dark World show? Have you played in a Dark World show?
Dark World show? Well, it's
like,
what do you mean by Dark World show?
Ask that again.
Okay.
Have you played in a Dark World show recently?
I think I didn't know. Not really, because the Dark World band that I was in has kind of been on a hiatus for a while. We were called the Rat Clone Communal Suicide, and we used to play like a lot of just like basement shows, and like that was like our thing. And it was really fun, but it just, I don't know, it just kind of fell apart, and we were just like a hardcore punk band, and I was just me. I played bass and vocals, and along with Noah, who plays drums, and the eGOmaniAKs, he was the drummer of that band, and our friend Lucas Graham, another Lucas. There's Lucas Kendall, who's like the head honcho of Dark World, and then there's Lucas Graham, who's like in Dark World, who's just chilling. And we had our band, and yeah, we're kind of on hiatus, but we played a lot of shows, and that was definitely like, those were like Dark World shows, but like not every like Dark World thing would play at once. It'd just be like our band and maybe like another Dark World band would play, but then there'd be another show like where we wouldn't play, but it was still like a Dark World band, you know. And it'd just be different places. There's like usually a lot of like basement shows.
Is the culture in Dark World more supportive or a little bit competitive, you would say?
I would say it's 100% supportive. I wouldn't say there's any competition between anybody in Dark World, because like I said, like if one person blows up, we all blow up. So because like we're all just friends. Like it's not based Dark World, like the roots of Dark World isn't music, it's friendship. So that alone is just gonna create a very, very positive situation for everybody. And the music is just something we all naturally want to produce and like produce together also, and just like do our own things at the same time, but mainly just work together and like just enjoy music together.
There isn't, you would say, there's no other rival kind of label in the area, is there?
The only thing that could possibly ever like actually rival with it would be eGOmaniAKs, and like we're all just like that bridge is, or you know, that border has been blended at this point now that, you know, like I'm so into the eGOmaniAKs, and it's so awesome, and like Lewis, like we're all like really good friends with Lewis and all those dudes, like they're awesome. So we went to the same high school, we grew up in the same town. There's no difference between us at all. So it's just, there's nothing to have any feud over it, you know.
Why didn't Lewis? You said you went to the same high school around the same time. Why wasn't he adopted into Dark World?
Because as I said, a lot of the kids from Dark World aren't even really didn't go to Amherst High School. A few of them did. Lucas Kendall went for sophomore year, and then he didn't go anymore. He dropped out, and the only one that really comes to mind that's older than me that like stuck through Amherst High School was Chris Wardlaw. He's like an Amherst High School classic, and he's a Dark World classic. But so that's why, because it wasn't really based around like the Amherst like high school that much. And like I have my friends around the younger spectrum of like Dark World, because there's like a pretty big, like I guess the oldest is like Lucas Kendall, who's like gonna be 21 pretty soon, and yeah. So I don't know, but then I became really better friends with Lewis once Lucas became like pretty good friends with Lewis, and that, I don't know, and then that's how Lewis like started to kind of like get into Dark World, I guess, or like find out about it, and he just like, and he just like knew me because he remembered me from like being in high school. Even though, I mean, the thing is, I was a freshman when he was a senior, so he was my brother's age, and like I remember seeing him around and stuff, but we weren't really friends until like after he had graduated, and like yeah, and I wouldn't consider like Lewis like, I don't think he would consider himself Dark World. Like it's just like it's the same thing. I would consider myself DOC, like, which is what Lewis's like friendship, like like same type of family thing is like.
How good of friends are you and Lewis right now?
I mean, I hang out with him so much. He's one of my best friends at this point. That I just like in terms of like who I hang out with the most. And yeah.
Would you say, since he's a little bit older than you, he's also a mentor and also a teacher in a sense that
definitely yeah. Sorry, in the sense that what?
He's a teacher in the sense that, he's able to influence your music and help you out with, say, your upcoming mixtape or any future work that you're working on.
Yeah, and exactly. He's soon to be 22. And I'm soon to be 18. And if like he has so much, he has a lot of years ahead of me. So he just like knows what's like. He knew what like my senior year was gonna be like. Like he, at one point, I remember last year I was thinking about doing my senior year of high school at Greenfield Community College, and like not really, just kind of skipping on like the senior year high school thing and just like doing that because it'd be more free time and whatnot. But then Lewis just like I just remember talking about it one time last year, and he's like, dude, you just gotta do your senior year. It was so much fun. Like you just have to do your senior year of high school. Like you will regret it, and like you'll regret not doing it. And I'm just like, I'm so happy I listened to him and just like didn't do GCC, because I have friends who did, and they have a lot of free time, but they just are so much more disconnected from their friends than they should be. Like I'm just like, I don't know, I love seeing people. I love being with like my friends and the people I like to see. And so I'm just glad I listened to Lewis in that case, and I'm just spent so much time with him, and we just chill and have good times. Just like, I don't know, just have just this good stuff in common. Music is definitely, and like the eGOmaniAKs is definitely like a good like thing that's just like driving us forward. It's sick. It's definitely like my favorite project I've ever been a part of, and he offered me the opportunity, so I gotta fucking love him for it.
Yeah, I've spoken to him about his band, the eGOmaniAKs, and how he thinks of you guys together, sort of the power dynamic, and he right on said, it's a democracy. There's everyone here is contributing. There's no one with more power. How does that make you feel?
It just, like, I agree with him 100%. That's like how I've always been about my music with other people. Actually, except for the last band I was in, I would say it was more of like my friend Lucas Graham, like having his musical ideas and wanting like our band to like replicate that. And I was like kind of on board with that, because I was just like, I mean, I would write my bass parts, and I would put like my own thought into it, but it was like his ideas in terms of like the sound of the music we produced. But yeah, the eGOmaniAKs, it's sick, because all the songs that we've written have just been complete, like we only write them just because we'll be jamming, we'll be in the moment at once, and we'll come across something that's awesome, and we'll just keep that, and we'll just use that as a song. So it's 100% like even contribution, because we're all just jamming. We're not like, oh, you do this, you do that. We're all just playing our instruments like how we wanted to, and we just make sick sounds in like 10 seconds.
Do you think the eGOmaniAKs and Louis Go are going to be a long-term thing?
I want it to be. I really, really want it to be. I know Miles at some I'm not sure if it's this spring or the spring after. I think it's the spring after. So it's not this coming spring, but yeah, it's not this spring, it's the spring after. But yeah, Miles he's going abroad somewhere, so he's not going to be around for a few weeks. And over the summer, like this summer, Noah, he's in another project right now with our friend from Hampshire College. They're called Show Me the Body. They're a really sick band. Julian, who's a kid from Hampshire College, it's pretty much like his project. Noah drums, but he's from Brooklyn, and they have a really sick sound. And they have a tour at some point over the summer, so that's gonna, you know, hinder the eGOmaniAKs a little bit, but like we understand, like it's fine, like we understand, and yeah.
What's it like working with Louis Go?
Well, it's just like he's just my friend, so it's just like Lewis. Like it's not like working with like Louis Go. It's like chilling with Lewis, but it's dope. I love like in terms of like just like as a guitarist or as anything. As a guitarist, it's awesome because like I never thought that I would ever really like get like be in a like play guitar in a rap group. Like it just like it like first like that just like idea sounds kind of like weird to me in the first place without the music sounding like Rage Against the Machines or like something like that, or like the Roots or like some like weird like reggae type music. But it's like it's something completely of its own, and it's like weird because it's just like drums, bass, guitar, and Louis just like rapping, and so, but somehow we still make it just like so hip hop. Like it sounds like very very hip hop, and it's not like I don't think of it as like a band. It's not like Louis Go and the band. It's like these. I don't know. It's just like we're all playing an instrument. Like Louis is playing his instrument when he's rapping, and it's just like it's so together, and it's like sick. It's dope to play music with Louis and all those guys. I love it.
Would you say at first when you were playing with the band and then having Louis Go rap, would you say that kind of combination at first seemed a little bit weird, but do you feel like it's now more a little bit kind of as one, as you said?
Honestly, I wouldn't even say it felt weird. I think I'd say it just felt like groovier. Like at first, like I was like, damn, like because I've always played guitars with like singers, screamers, or like whatever, like people like vocalists of sort. Like I'll play guitar and like sing myself sometimes, and like, but so when you're playing guitar like with a rapper, it just felt like way groovier because this man is just like flowing and he's just like rhyming and it just sounds sick. And you can just get it more, honestly, like, you can get more in the rhythm with your instrument because just his sense of, like, Lewis's sense of rhythm and just Lewis's, just, like rapping in general is just, like, phenomenal. So it's so sick. It's so groovy and, like, and then it inspires everybody to just, like, get more into it and then, like, all of our energy is amplified and it just gets hectic and wild. And Noah's phenomenal on the drums. That's a huge reason why we're so together too, is because Noah's like disgusting drummer. He's so good, and I kind of like take that like for granted. I think a lot of guitarists who probably have good drummers take it for granted, but like good drummers are essential. Like if you don't have a good drummer, like then just I don't know, it's the drummers.
What would you say Lewis's greatest attribute is as a rapper?
Like, well, in terms of what I find the most appealing about Lewis's rap music is probably just the way he makes it sound. And, like, that's, like, something I value in rap music more. Like, obviously, like, lyrical content is important. You don't want someone who's saying just, like bad things, like, just, like, ignorant things, first of all, or just, like, things that, like, are just, like, have nothing to offer to the world. But, like, I just value so much more as a musician, just, like, what I'm hearing, and Lewis he just has a way with like rapping. He just like knows how to deliver his lines like perfectly and make it sound good to the ears. Like that's like what music is for. Like as much as people can like say it's like to send messages, which is true. Like I 100% believe that, but like as a musician, I just like would way rather hear music that sounds better to my ears that isn't saying much than like someone who's like, you know, just like thinks they're saying a lot or, you know, saying really important lines. But yeah, so pretty much I just love the way that Lewis can like just make his music sound good, and just from his flow to his like dynamics and his voice to his voice, I think he has a very good rap voice, and that's very important. Like some people just can't rap because they don't have a good rap voice. And, like, you can work on it. You definitely can like work on it and make it sound better. But
what about his weakest attribute?
His weakest attribute as a rapper,
or something that's...
Oh yeah, I have his fucking weakest attribute. I don't know. Sometimes he'll just like, it's not even like a bad thing at all. It's just like something probably we're all a little guilty of sometimes. But he'll just like have a very short attention span, and he's like real, and like that's not even like reflecting him as like a rapper. I understand, but like that's something that he just like, and it does also like it reflects. It's something like that he has in a person. Sometimes it reflects in his music. Just like we'll be trying to get something done, and like it just like won't like haven't like gotten a verse yet. But like usually he'll be really good about getting his verses done, but. You know, just like sometimes he just has a really short attention span sometimes, and like sometimes I'll get away with practice. Like we'll be trying to have a practice, and then Lewis is fucking, he's gone. He's like we thought I told him about practice, but he's like off in some other town, so you just have to like I don't know. But it's never a big deal, and it never gets in the way. It just like sometimes it gets in the way of practice, but not at all usually.
Would you say over the course of your senior year that you two have gotten much closer?
Yeah, definitely. And over the course of like me being in the eGOmaniAKs, yeah, definitely, because we've been traveling together. Like you came with us when we went to New York City, and like just like it's times like those that like I think like we're like friendships like develop, and like because you're just in situations that are like both to you that are uncomfortable to both of you, and not necessarily uncomfortable but new. Like I mean. Lewis had been to New York City before, but I hadn't been to New York City before like once, and it was not like that area. It was in Brooklyn. Like I'm just not used to this city at all, and I don't think he's really used to the city at all. So it's just like yeah, it's just like moment like that and going on tour in Vermont. That yeah, and just bring this more to just I don't know because we have more to share. It's just like we've more times, good times that we share together. So.
Are you excited for for this month of April?
Yeah, we have so many shows coming up this April. It's gonna be, it's sick. We have like I think we're about to have a show of like, at least one a weekend or something like that. I don't know. We have a lot of good shows coming up, and I'm especially excited for the Battle of Bands, that's coming up this Friday, because we're battling Aaron Cronin, and. I don't know. I don't like to jinx myself. I'm not a superstitious person, but like I knock on wood a lot usually. But like I don't like to say that we'll beat this guy, but like I'm confident in our project, and I think that as a musician, I think we deserve this shot to win the Battle of the Bands and play at the UMass Spring Concert. I think we are capable of attaining that goal, and I think we have what it takes to play this show at the UMass Spring Concert. I think we have what it takes to honestly. I think we have what it takes to upstage Wale.
Wow.
I think we could. I think we can put on a really really good show, and like honestly, a lot of that also just comes from Lewis's stage presence. Lewis has a really good stage presence, and that's another attribute I really like about Lewis's music is that he has like his live shows and like the way he presents himself and his confidence and everything. It's just like it's what one needs to be in a rapper for him to be anything successful.
So you can definitely foresee Lewis blowing up.
Yeah, and like he already has he took over Amherst 100%. He's the rapper of Amherst. Like he's definitely that Amherst rapper. And like a lot of people, everybody who went to Amherst High School, and and there's no rappers that are coming out of Amherst, so it's cool that it's like he just started something. He just introduced this. He didn't introduce rap music, but he introduced the idea of rappers from Amherst. It's just it's cool.
What do you foresee yourself doing next year in college?
I don't know. Obviously doing schoolwork, but also just grinding with the eGOmaniAKs. A lot of a huge part of me, not a huge part of me. I'm so excited to go to UMass next year, and I know I need to keep education as a thing, make sure I get that done. But I'm just music is what I love more than anything. But I also don't want to integrate that with education. I want to keep it 100% me, and nothing to do with school or, I just want to do my own thing with music. So I'll see how I can balance out UMass and the eGOmaniAKs. I think I'll be able to do it, but a huge part of me just wants to take a year off next year and just go on tour with the boys, because I know we could I don't know for a fact, but I think that's like a huge possibility that could happen, especially if they play the UMass Spring Concert. Then like, especially if they play UMass Spring Concert, because like a lot of people will be there. So
If say all goes well this month and at the Battle of the Bands, and you guys do open up for Wale and absolutely play amazing, what's the best possible scenario you see yourselves in come next fall?
like Wally's manager being like, "Yo, you guys want to be signed to Maybach Music?" No, not actually, but that'd be. I mean, that's like the best thing that could happen, and that's like not something that I don't think will happen, and honestly, something that I probably, like if it happened, obviously we'd be like on board. We'd be like, "This is wild. This is insane. We have to do this." But like right now, it's like, I don't know. I don't know how I'd feel about just like just randomly being signed. I don't know. It's just like weird because it would just kind of make us not us anymore. It'd just be like Maybach, like just like using us in just a weird way, and it's just like it wouldn't be weird. It wouldn't. I don't know. It'd be weird, but what I do actually see possibly happening would just be just getting a lot of notoriety, like people, because there would be a lot of people at that show. Like I expect there to be like at least a few thousand, because I mean it's the UMass Spring Concert, and it's the Mullins Center, and that's like capable of holding like 10,000. I don't expect 10,000 people, but and also like the Goo Goo Dolls and Slightly Stupid and Wale playing, so they like it was nice. They had like a good range of music, so a lot of like just like different genres to like apply to different people's tastes, and those are bringing more people in general. So
Have you guys been practicing hard for this this performance on Friday?
I mean I'd say yes, but like we just have probably practiced like 10 times in total, so like we don't like practice that much, honestly. Like I wish we practiced more. Like we just don't have that much time. But with that said, I don't think we probably will be set with like another like 2-3 practices. We'll be fine. Yeah, I mean we're gonna practice a lot. I think we're gonna try to practice a lot more this week. But all the shows we play, honestly, like at this point, like it's just like we know the songs that we have so well, and we didn't even take like many practices to know the songs. We have a good like 10 songs in our like repertoire, and we just have them in the pocket, and it's pretty much one song a day. Pretty much is done and nailed, and like we kill every show. So it's just like I'm not worried about it. Like any mistake that would happen wouldn't happen because we didn't practice. And honestly, at some point, like practicing too much gets back, and you just kind of psych yourself out. So, but yeah, we'll be fine. I think we'll be ready for this. Yeah, we'll definitely be ready.
Very quickly, tell me a little bit about Eric Yelle. Is it Yelle or?
Yeah, it's Yelle. It's Yelle.
Yeah.
Yep.
So sorry.
Just a French Canadian name.
So yes, tell me a little bit about just yourself. Do you have any hobbies? Are you in any sports? What's your favorite subject at school besides music?
Yeah, I guess in terms of, when I was younger, I grew up in Amherst. Like I've lived here in this house my entire life. And when I was younger, I like was really into like sports, and I still am. I still like love sports, but as I got older, I just kind of started to like side with music more, and just started like grinding with music more. But I always played like intramural sports, like played ultimate frisbee. That was a huge sport in there, like just like in Amherst, because I mean I never played on the team, on the high school team. I played intramurals, and the varsity team, I remember they would always go to like the world championships and whatnot. They're just so good. Like it's like the Amherst sport, and it's kind of dying out, which is sad because it was a legacy, but it's kind of dying out. But I play like rec basketball. That was like, I love basketball. It's my favorite sport, and like I've played every year, like rec basketball every year. So I can remember since I was like very little, and yeah, and I don't know. I just try to focus on schoolwork. It's been really hard to get like, it's been really hard, like with my last like trimester of high school. It's been really hard to like, and just like so much stuff going on, like the eGOmaniAKs has been really distracting from my schoolwork. But like I already got into UMass, so I'm not like stressing. Like I'll just like keep my grades up as much as I can, but like know that I'll be all right. And yeah, I just like hang out with friends, and that's like I don't know. I just hang out with my friends a lot. That's like how I like to spend my time. That's not in school, or something. I just spend it with, like, I don't know. people I like. Yeah.
Do you work?
Yeah, I do work. I work at Amherst College, Valentine Hall. So.
What's it like juggling being a student, a friend, an egomaniac, and a part-time employee?
It's honestly like, I mean, in terms of like how like time, it's kind of difficult to have to like go to work from like 4 to 10 and then like get up at like 6:45 to go to school and then like just like kind of like repeat that process over and over again. But in terms of like being with like my friends, like spending my time with my friends, like I need that. So I have to have like time in my day to like relax and like just like be who I am with like my friends and not have to like be institutionalized or like being like, all right, I'm focused on like working and getting money. So as difficult as it can be sometimes to balance it out, is definitely necessary.
How supportive are your parents of your musical endeavors?
They're like as supportive as I could ever expect them to be or want them to be, without being like weird. Like they're my parents. They're great parents. I love them so much. They're 100% behind me, and just like whatever I want to do, they want me to do. And they've given me so much freedom, but also have just like helped me stay like a good person and like keep my health up. Like they just have kept my health up so much, and it's awesome.
Have they heard your music before?
They've heard like a lot of like my rock music and stuff. I don't particularly care to show my rap music. Like they hear me rapping all the time because I'll rap in this room. There's the PA system right there, and I'll just plug in my computer, some speakers, and just like play live, and like they'll be right in the other room. They'll hear it, and they'll always be like, "That sounds good." Like they'll like every single time they'll tell me like they like it and whatnot. It sounds good, but they're not like into rap music. Like there's like just like middle-aged people. It's like not like I don't think they understand it at all. But they just like me. They love me, so they're gonna love what I do.
So do you think they understand or are aware of eGOmaniAKs as a movement or Dark World as a movement at all?
Yeah, I think they definitely, I think they think that their son and his friends are doing pretty well with music, and just like that's like their thing, like that's what they like to do. So like that's awesome, and we like as his parents, let's like help him as much as we can with it. And I don't know if that like they don't like I think they probably have different expectations, like as to like what will like happen to us as like the eGOmaniAKs and like what the ego like. I mean, I know like Lewis is like I'm on 100% on board, but like we're trying to like, go for like that goal. Like we're trying to really go all the way, and I don't think my parents probably aren't. They don't expect that to happen, but they also wouldn't like hold me back. Like if that did happen, they'd be like, of course. But.
You mentioned how these will be the final questions.
Yes.
You mentioned how in the beginning of your music career you were into more rock.
Yeah.
What changed?
Well, I don't know. I guess the first like rapper I like listened to and I was like, wow, this is sick, was Tyler the Creator, and just like Odd Future in general, because they were just like they really incorporated that like kind of just like that like raw like just like punk vibes into like rap music, and they did it in such like a bang. Like they like inspired a lot of like kids like my age to like just like view rap music in a different way, and it's awesome. Like that got me into like listening to like rap music, and then I started like listening to Lil B, and like I know like Lewis like mentioned that like he like really fucking like respects Lil B and like loves Lil B, and Lil B like definitely showed me like different ways of being about like rap music, and like yeah, and then honestly just like Lewis and Sen show me that like you can like make honest, like sweet, sick, awesome, cool rap music that's just like real, that's like not just like fake, because like sometimes like just like a lot of rappers have that thing about them where it just seems like fake, like it just doesn't seem like original music, it just doesn't seem like music, because it just seems like this man just like wrote some like lyrics to something that was made on the computer. Like that's not music. Like that was kind of like my general idea, like thought of it when I was younger, but like when I wasn't into it. But I don't know. I really got like into rap music when Lewis and Sen started just being phenomenal rappers. That's just like inspired me to, or that just like showed me like wow, like rap music can be sick. And it's also because it's a new genre. It's way newer than rock or anything like that, because I mean I just feel like rock music has been so explored and it's gone as far as it can go, and rap music is still new and there's so much that can be done with it. And I understand it started from the trap, and like that's like it was like created as like a way for people who were being oppressed to get out of their terrible situations. And I respect that. I respect that as like the creation of rap music, but I don't think that should hinder what it becomes in like the future. Like time is like endless, like music changes, rap music will change, and it just has room to change. It has so much room to change and just like become something so sick. And so that's also why I'm really into rap like music more these days than rock, because it's just still so malleable.
Do you ever feel like Louis-Go and the eGOmaniAKs are embarking upon a new branch off of rap?
Yeah, I think Louis alone, like just like as like Louis-Go, just like as a rapper, like his identity and like just like has like his thing just being like a rapper from like the 413, like repping the 413 and just like making that his thing, like that alone is like just like something really like cool and new. And his sound is like it's a cool new sound, and using it like just like fusing that with like just like a pretty much just a punk band that is just like making really sick like hip hop beats is just like wild. And like I remember the first practice, I was just like, wow, this is actually some of like my favorite music that we're playing right now. This is sick. It was like exactly what I wanted to be doing. And that felt like a breath of like fresh air. I wasn't like it just felt so like liberating. I was like, this is like worth playing. Like it's not just like replicating anything.
What have other people said about you guys working together? Say like fans or people at your school. What has been the reaction basically of people towards the combination of the eGOmaniAKs band and Louis-Go?
Yeah, well, I mean, Amherst in general is a very, very supportive place, so all my friends from school have always been supportive about my musical endeavors, and they continue to be with the eGOmaniAKs. They always are, like, coming to the shows, and that's the thing, like, all, like friends will come to your shows and support your music, which is very different than the city life people, like, in New York City aren't nearly as supportive as each other, which is awesome. So that's definitely helped the eGOmaniAKs get to the point where we are at now, and will continue to help us, too. But as for like what people say, just I don't know, they'll just have just like nice comments to say. I don't know, just like, and I think we do make good music, so they're not lying when they say it, and and I can understand it. It's awesome. And like I don't know, we played a show in New York City the other night, and I wasn't necessarily expecting to like get any compliments honestly at all, just because I was like, all right, we're gonna go play this show and then leave. Like it's just gonna be fine. Like the other people will be playing. It's just gonna be a lot of musicians there, so nobody's gonna be like that, like talking. I don't know. But we ended up just getting so much support. I probably had like 10 people just come up to me, and I was just the guitarist, and like just give me so much love. And it was just like, I don't know if it was because people were drunk like as hell, and I was like really sober, but I don't know. But people just were giving me so much love, and I was just like, I'm just Eric. What the hell? This is like, I didn't feel like I deserved it in any way. Like getting like, and people were gassing us up, and like now when we go to shows, like people would just like think Lewis is a celebrity. People will just automatically see Lewis and like be like have their background knowledge of Louis-Go, and then when they see him, and then when he performs, they'll just automatically assume that he's like already a famous celebrity, which is not true at all. We're not even like close to anything like that yet. But so it's just funny. Like I don't know. But all of our friends keep it real, and like they're honest, and they are with us 100%. So it's awesome. I mean, that's how my friends are. I mean, I don't know about Lewis's other friends that aren't that I'm not like close with, but who knows?
Do you feel like you have a role in the eGOmaniAKs and with Louis Go?
Yeah, I'm like, I consider myself like the melody man, like, because, you know, Noah and Miles hold down like the, just like the power, like the beat, like they hold down that 808 like of the beat, like they're holding it down, like just the rhythm section, and then I'm just like with my guitar, I'm just like the melody of the beat or whatever, or something, you know, like whatever the high frequencies are of the music that's coming out, and then Lewis is the vocalist. So yeah, I definitely think I'm contributing. Sick. And also now that I consider myself a pretty decent rapper, so I can like contribute that to it. And I also like, I think I have some some originality to like my rap music, so I think that it, like, not only add to like the eGOmaniAKs, but just like, it was like help, it was like a good addition to it, like when we do live performances, and it's fun, it's awesome.
You obviously are involved in a bunch of different projects. Dark World, Eric the Ratt, you know, and being the melody man in the eGOmaniAKs. What would you say your priority is among all of those?
Well, probably the eGOmaniAKs, because like that's like what like I am, like that's like we have shows, like that's the only way I could, like, I'm playing shows at the eGOmaniAKs. I'm not playing in any like of my own like rap shows yet, and honestly, and like that's like also like what like I love guitar. Like guitar has been like, I've been playing guitar since I was like 6 years old. Like that's like what like I would consider my main thing, like over rapping or anything. So obviously I'm gonna actually want to like grind with that more. But like with that said, like rapping is a close second. I love it so much, and it's still so new to me, and I'm like not nearly as good as I can get to be. So I want to get to that point and get really good. And it's awesome being like with Lewis like all the time, because he just influences my rap music so much and like changes. And
Right now, how are you challenging yourself to get to the next level? What is the next level for you?
well, I mean, just putting out my first like mixtape is pretty much like the first step to any form of like success as like a musician. So I'm just looking forward to that happening, like just accomplishing my first like official rap like mixtape. Never thought I'd ever rap ever in my life. Never thought I'd get into it like that. Like, that's really fun. It's addicting.
When can we expect your mixtape to come out by?
It's hard to put like dates on things, because like it's just like time, like things always change. You always have different ideas and whatnot. But I would like to get it out like definitely like sometime by like June. You know, sometime early summer would be awesome.
Has Lewis been helpful with you at all? And yeah, let me rephrase that. Has Louis Go helped you out in any way with your own mixtape?
Well, he hasn't. I mean, he's helped me out in the sense that he's like inspired me a lot. But like he hasn't. Yeah, I mean, yeah, just in the sense that he inspired me. Like he doesn't like help me write lyrics or anything, but I'll like freestyle with him all the time, and then like naturally just like being with him, like rapping with him, I'll get like ideas and like stuff like that. But he isn't like he hasn't like come over and like helped me write my music. But